Support Pro Play Games on Patreon.
Hey, what's up guys, it's your boy DannyG from PPG coming to you with one of the coolest decks of the season. It's gonna be Trials of Lord Knight. Gotta bring the boy back. Lord Knight is always been a super oppressive deck, especially coming up now with the new Royal Knight set. Can't wait to see what support they add to Lord Knight. Had to hop on this deck real quick, come up with some super spicy for you guys, and let's start off with it, guys. First, our level 2s, we're doing a 5-egg package. We got here our boy Pikmon at 4, and we have our boy Viximon, girl Viximon, at 1. Pikmon, obvious reasons, minus DP, especially with Examon running around in the meta. You want to have as much advantage as possible to deal with Examon's force to attack, so it can block into. You want to have as much advantage to minus DP to Examon, so it forces them to not block, and you just get as much advantage as possible against Exa and other decks. And Viximon at 1, just because any option you play is going to be a +1 for the draw. So Viximon is super good just to gain hand advantage to see pieces, and Pikmon is obviously super good in just minusing DP, forcing some advantage points there into deleting Digimon. So that is our level 2 stack right here, guys. Let's get into our rookies, guys. Rookies are always a flex spot with this deck, just depending on what the tamer wants to play here. So we're playing 3-star mons. 3-star mons, obviously what it's going to do is just minus based on the amount on board. You kind of want to hold it in hand most of the time. You never want to put it in the stack just because you want other inheritables in the stack. This one's more just an on play. It's good to throw your opponent off guard, play it. You never want it in the stack. You play it at 3 because you want to see it as much as possible, but not too much. You want to see your other pieces more, so you play Starmon at 3. Next, our favorite boy, Pulsemon. Pulsemon is multi-purpose. If you are above 3, you're going to draw a card. If you're under, you're going to gain a memory. If you're at 3, you're going to do both. It's good for resources, recursion, just add to hand, you know, with the drawing. And the gain 1 memory when you play for free can really do a lot of good stuff. So Pulsemon at 3, again, you want to see it, but you don't want to see it too much. It's more of an on play kind of Digimon. You never want to Digivolve onto it, but it's one of the more leisure Digimons, unlike Starmon, where you strictly just want to on-play it to cause some damage. You can maneuver it, because at the end of the day, if you Digivolve it in egg-raising area, you're still getting a draw. It's not like a dual draw if you were to Digivolve something else and then play that, but it's still really good on board. You play it at 3, guys. Next up, we got a few Salas here. We got, of course, the best Sala, the Recovery Sala. This Salamon, if you're under 3 and it dies, you heal 1. It's very standard in yellow decks and yellow bases, just to get those heals off. You play it at 2 just because it's not that necessary, but when you can use it later game, it's really effective. So you're just playing it at 2, guys. Next up, we got another Salamon for you guys. This one's very good against the Examon matchup. We have a standard, just when attacking one of your opponent's Digimon gets -1 DP for the turn. So all these minus DP inheritables are just going to really stack up, especially when you swing Lord Knight and also summon a Knightmon or Starmon. It's just going to add up and add up and add up, just to make it really difficult for the Examon players, guys, and just really thrive in deleting multiple board states, especially against Hydramon. With all the rookies, you just want to take over as much board control as possible. And this Salamon has been really effective in this deck. Might actually bump it up. It's just been super good. Want to see it as much as possible in my sources stack. So props to this Salamon to you know, being overlooked now to being very utilizable in these yellow decks. Next up, we got Lucamon. You count it as a level 3 mostly because of its on play, and it's obviously a level 3 Digimon. You can't Digivolve it in the back, so it's very niche when it comes to what it can do. But in this deck is very big impact, since LordKnightmon and Angelwoman can summon it, and we do run an Ophanimon. So Ophanimon can bring it on board after deletion. It's just multiple ways of healing. Lucamon has been super good. We do also run Chaos Mode, guys, one of my favorite Digimon in the game right now. So you could also Digivolve Chaos Mode on top of it. So this Lucamon in this deck is just so multi-purpose. And if you do have 10 in trash, it comes down for 5, which is a 5 cost heal / body on board. So Lucamon is just super good, super overlooked, and I can't wait for this deck to get its full archetype coming out whenever it comes out. It's just super good card. Love Lucamon in any deck. One of the biggest threats in the game's history is Bushi for game. We run Bushi at 1 for that same purpose. If you bring it out of Ophani, super crazy too. Just Ophani deleted, bring that out. This comes out of Lord Knight, this comes out of Angelwoman. Bushi for game, always been a threat, always will be a threat. Playing it at 1 just because you could recur it off Ophani and other things. I love Bushi. Let's get started with our level 4s, guys. A pretty standard package here, but we are playing trials, so we are teching in a certain level 4. So let's start with it. Gladiamon. Gladiamon searches your security, also gives you information about what's in your security. You can play it for free off Lord Knight, so it's very multi-purpose. If you take a card, it heals you 1, so you have chances of getting stuff in there. And it's a 4-drop, so it's super good, super cheap for a level 4, and that does so much. So you gotta run it at 4, just because mostly you can play it out for free, and what more can you ask for when it comes to Lord Knight? At 2, we're running our favorite blocker / turbo up to your level 6 Pidomon. Pidomon is a blocker that's 1 to Digivolve. What more can you say? Pretty standard. You just want to Digivolve up as fast as possible if you have to. It's good just to Digivolve 1 pass to choke your opponent out. Really good card playing it at 2. Lastly, on our level 4s, we're playing 4 Gatomons, guys. We run a lot of our angels in this deck, so it basically searches off a good amount of your deck between Lucamon, Chaos Modes, Pidomons. We run Magna Angemon, so it searches off also the Angelwomans. It searches off a good portion of your deck, so it's never bad to on play. Again, 4-drop level 4 that you could choke your opponent to 1 if they don't have a memory tamer. Super good. And the inheritable to give your Magnadramon rush once you bring it out is super good too, to add to the combos of this deck. Is insane. So Gatomon, playing it at 4 just because I really want to see it in the stack. Such a good card. That's it for level 4s, guys. Let's hop into our level 5s. You always gotta run the LordKnightmon. Free level 5, you can summon that -4, especially with inheritables that give it so much hate to your opponent. Such a crazy good card. And if you ever need to just play it for 7 and delete something off board that can be causing lethal and is a threat for lethal for you, Knightmon just does the job. I can't wait to see what they bring out with the LordKnightmon package in the next sets of the Royal Knight. Just really love this deck. Can't wait to see what comes out of it. But LordKnightmon, Knightmon is standard at 4 in the deck. Now this one usually people play at 4. I'm playing at 2 just to create some space. Definitely super good, but it's better late game, so honestly, and you do heal a lot with the deck, so kind of just wanted at 2, guys. Is Angelwoman. Angelwoman, if you're at 3 or less, lets you play level 3 yellow Digimon specifically, so it can bring out your Lucamons, your Bushis, your Starmons, on top of what LordKnightmon lets you bring out, so it just creates a bigger board presence. You also don't want to abuse the effect too much, just because Death X is such a prevalent card in the format, and you don't want to give your opponent a cheaper Death X. So you kind of want to be a little bit conservative against certain decks. You do want to use it at the right points. So you're playing Angel Woman at 2, and when you do digivolve it on the board, minus security attack +2, so it's a good counteracting floodgate to your opponent, where you can just -2 security to a Digimon, and it's just really good to help you further save yourself. Angel Woman's really good and can be searched out by that Godamon, guys, so it's really good. Next, we're playing 2 Magna Angemons. Magna Angemons just gives you a little bit more DP, which helps you against Examon matchups. It also heals 1 on play. It's never bad to heal. Magna Angemon is a good main state card in any deck. It's expensive for a reason, not just for security control. It's a good addition to any yellow deck. Playing it at 2, that DP inheritable is just really good. With LordKnightmon's already inherent ability to have as much DP as possible based on the Digimon on the field. So Magna Angemon just wins my heart in this book. Just for healing and DP, it's multi-purpose. You gotta love it. Our last level 5 is Chaos Mode. Chaos Mode just comes down and just wrecks house. We're playing it just because it's a really good searchable level 5 with the Godamon. It can go on top of your Lucamons. You could play it, and you could also delete something. You can Ofani can go on top of it. It's just really good card, guys. Really overlooked. One of the best cards in the game right now. Lucamon Chaos Modes, again, can't wait for this archetype to fully resolve in the game and see more Bandai takes Lucamons with further support. Gotta really love what Lucamons can already do right now. Imagine later on in the game, guys. Star of the show. Here we have our LordKnightmons, guys, soon to be tier 1 again. Once the Royal Knight set drops, this card is insane. When attacking, you could play a yellow level 3 Digimon or a Digimon with Warrior in its type. So you can bring out your Gladies, your Knightmons, and then you could also bring out a lot of level 3s that will help you sack it out against your opponent, depending on the situation. Again, Death X is very prevalent in the format, so you do want to be careful of how much you spam the effect, and the inheritables on this Digimon really gives it a good position in your board state and against your opponent's board state with the minus DP, which is one of the most effective ways of removal, because it's not an effect, it's a game mechanic deletion. LordKnightmon really still a very prevalent threat in this game. Since we are doing a Trials of the LordKnightmon, honestly, Magna Angemon to heal out when you need it, popping off the delay effect of Trials of the 4 Great Dragons, and if you have the rush, you swing, summon a level 3, preferably Lucamon to just go Chaosmon on top of it. It creates a lot of combo lines, guys. Magna Angemon, I feel like adding this package to a lot of older decks. Locals here, I've been play testing with the Bonds, and the Trials has been really effective. Some people look at it as an 8-drop heavy cost option, but it's like, when you really look at the card, it's an 8-drop that lets you draw 1, heal 2. So any option card that's 8 to like you heal 2 and draw 1 is absolutely broken. Even if you need another piece for it, it's just really aggressive, especially when this piece can gain rush. So you gotta love the 2-2 split that I'm doing with this. And Magna Angemon is never dead in the deck. Just, you know, you can digivolve it over a level 5 to swing out and summon more bodies if you for sure know your opponent doesn't have the Death X is not ready for it. It's really broken, guys. So Magna Angemon at 2. Our last level 6, like I said, we're running 1 Fani mode, fall down mode. It gets you a heal. If you digivolve it over the chaos mode, you delete something, and then it's a good spot for we do run 8 Death X, so Death X can digivolve over it, and our other level 7 can digivolve over it as well because of its yellow typing, which you'll see now. But Ofani fall down mode could also bring back any of your level 3, level 4 lower, to be honest, but you're mostly going to be using it for level 3s for the most part, and they still activate their effects, your yellow Digimon. So it's a lot of combo base with the fall down mode. So you're running it at 1 as a good niche, just deal with it kind of things. That's it for level 6, guys. Let's get into our crazy level 7s, guys. Obviously, Death X, best card in the game, guys. Just makes any deck meta. What more can you say? You already know what it does. D-Digivolve 1. The D-Digivolve helps get rid of a lot of tricky Digimon with inheritables that would prevent it from being deleted. So the D-Digivolve is always good, guys, in the game. It's one of the effects that are least preventable in the game, so it helps you get around a lot of Digimon, and then just board wipe and be a floodgate on board. More can you say? Death X is such a problem in the game, but it's also such a good thing to have in the game. So it's a double-edged sword that it makes these tier 2, tier 3 decks compete more against your heavier set tier 1 decks. Gotta love Death X. Our other level 7, you're not gonna believe this, guys. Merciful mode. Merciful mode will just delete almost anything. I thought about playing Valdarm, and I tested it. Valdarm just wasn't competing. There's a lot of big Digimon in this game right now, so this can help you get over your opponent's Death X's, even if you have to place 10 under them. When I was playing against a 3 musket deck, it just comes in handy. And then the D-Digivolve of the second part of the effect, the start of your turn to trash one, can come up real handy when you try to go for lethal. And then of course, if you are playing an Examon deck, it just really helps a lot too, with a lot of big combo plays. So Merciful mode always has my heart right now. Do want to come up with an insane deck profile for it, but it just goes over almost any level 6. Look at all those color spots that it can digivolve into. The deletion is super broken, and the start of turn effect is super useful. You gotta love Merciful mode. Really overlooked, underlooked card. Playing it at 2, it's just a way better Valdarm. We're playing 2 Tamers. Of course, we're playing TK. TK provides you information about what's in your security, especially early on in the game if you do have it. Helps you take pieces that you need. You're mostly yellow, so the threat of taking a purple or the Merciful mode is not that big of a threat, just because of obviously being a super yellow heavy deck. And then just hopefully recovering a trial so you don't have to play it, but if you do have to play it, it's not that big of an issue. TK just comes super in handy, especially obviously you need the 3 memory. Memory is very important with this deck. So TK at 2. TK is the best yellow tamer right now. Let's get into our options, guys. Not that many options. We have 2 Wyvern's Breath, one of the best removals for yellow. Minus 15k DP, helps you get over Death X's and other big Digimon, and it's really good in security. You gotta love Wyvern's Breath. Your opponent also can get over minus DP for evade and other effects such as the deletion prevention. So the minus DP comes in clutch a big number of times when it comes to it. Next up, of course, Trials of the Four Great Dragons to help you heal too. Has been such a good card. Really tilts your opponent when you use it. And then obviously the combos you can do with the Gatomon and the swing and the summons. You could go Buchi for game off that rush, just create multiple attacks. Trials is such a underlooked combo with the old Magnadramon. I think it'll be explored more into some decks, so definitely gotta love it. Trials, you gotta love this card. Just heal 2, just off delay. We're playing it at 2. Last card of the deck, guys. Reinforce is at 1 for a reason. A heal and an additional draw 1, and then when you really need it, gain that 3 memory. This card is really broken, that's why it's limited. And that is our final card of the deck, guys. Thank you for watching one of the coolest decks of the format. Stay playing and stay topping, guys.